Good day, everyone. Today, I will be presenting one of the most important topics in data structures and algorithms, which is complexity analysis. So, this topic focuses on understanding how efficient are algorithms and how they behave as the amount of data increases. So, in this presentation, we will explore the three major notations used in complexity analysis: the big O, big omega, and big theta notation. This notation helps us describe and compare the performance of algorithm in a standardized way. Before we go deeper into each notation, let's first understand what complexity analysis is and why it matters. So, what is complexity analysis? Complexity analysis is basically the study of how efficient an algorithm is in terms of time and space. Example, when we write code, different solutions can produce the same output, but not all solutions are equally efficient. Some algorithms run fast even with large amounts of data, while others slow down quickly or consume too much memory. So, what does complexity analysis actually do? First, it measures the efficiency of an algorithm. Instead of relying on hardware speed, network speed, or user device performance, complexity analysis focuses on the algorithm behavior itself. So, hindi siya naka-base sa ating ginagamit na pang-code. So, second, it helps us predict the performance of a growth as data grows. For example, if yung algorithm works fast when processing 10 items, complexity analysis helps estimate if it will still run fast when processing 10,000 items or even a million items. And lastly, complexity analysis focuses on two main resources: the time complexity and the space complexity. So, time complexity, how much time an algorithm takes as input size increases. So, for the space complexity naman is how much memory it uses while running. So, why is complexity important and why do we need to learn this? So, in real-world application data, it's not always small companies like Google, Facebook, and YouTube. YouTube handle billions of data points every day. If an algorithm is inefficient even in a small amount, the performance cost can become extremely large. So, complexity analysis teaches how to choose the most efficient algorithm, optimize our programs, avoid slow or costly solution, understand long-term performance. In short, complexity analysis make us better programmers because we learn not only how to make code work, but how to make it efficient. So let's move to the first notation, the big O notation. So big O notation describes the worst case performance of an algorithm. This means it tells us how slow an algorithm can get when conditions are at their worst. So, for example, example in this PowerPoint is we have a linear search array. So, if you are searching for a number, so the worst case is when the number is at the very end or it's not in the list at all. Big O help us express this worst case scenario in a mathematical way. But why do we focus on the worst case? Because in programming, we cannot rely on luck or best case solutions. We must assume that the toughest scenario can happen. So Big O also provides an upper bound. This means it gives us the maximum possible growth rate of the algorithm's running time. Example is the O of n, linear time, O of 1 and constant time, and O of n squared, the quadratic time. Big O is extremely important because it allows us to describe how scalable and efficient an algorithm is using a simple notation. Now let's talk about the chart shown in Big O analysis. In this graph, the vertical axis represents time complexity or how long an algorithm takes to run. The horizontal axis represents n, which is the size of the input size. The different curves of the graph represent different algorithms. Each algorithm has its own varying growth rate. So some lines increase slowly while others increase quickly. The idea here is that Big O measures the upper bound or the worst case behavior of these curves, no matter how an algorithm behaves in the beginning, or Big O looks at how it grows as the input becomes large. So you can see that after a certain point labeled as n, and the function of f of n is always below the curve of g of g of n. This means f of n is asymptotically bounded above by g of n, which is another way of saying g of n acts as the limit or maximum growth rate of algorithm. So the chart visually shows the Big O gives us a way to compare algorithms by looking at their overall growth, not their speed or small input. So, in simple terms, the higher the curve, the slower the algorithm becomes as data increases. The lower the curve, the more efficient the algorithm is. So, this is the main idea behind the Big O analysis. So, let's move to the next notation.
Let's dive into some fundamental concepts in algorithm analysis, Big Omega and Big Theta notations. Along with a quick recap of Big O, these notations are super important for understanding how efficient our algorithms are, especially as the input size grows. Think of it as a way to predict performance without actually running the code in huge datasets. First up, we have Big Omega. When we talk about Big Omega, we're really thinking about the best case scenario for an algorithm. Give us lower bound on algorithm R, running time. This means Big Omega guarantees the minimum speed at which algorithm will run. You can see at the slide, f of n, which represent our algorithm, actual running time is bounded below by c times g of n. After a certain input size n, so f of n will at least be as good as the g of n. No matter what our algorithm won't be faster than this. Next, let's move to Big Theta. This one is really interesting because it gives us tight bound, unlike Big O, which you might remember is the upper bound or worst case. And Big Omega, the lower bound or best case. Big Theta tells us that algorithms' performance is pretty consistent across base, average, and worst cases. It essentially means the exact growth rate of algorithm. Look at the graph. Our function f of n is sandwiched between c1 times g of n and c2 times g of n. This means f of n grows at the same rate as g of n. When we say an algorithm is theta of n, for example, we're saying its performance scales linearly regardless of the specific data as long as the input size is n. Finally, a quick summary to tie it all together. Big O is for the worst case. It tells us the maximum time an algorithm might take. Big Omega is for the best case. It tells us the minimum time an algorithm will take. Big Theta is for a tight bound. It tells us the average or exact growth rate when we best and worst cases are asymptotically the same. Understanding these notations will help you design more efficient algorithms and choose the right data structures for your problems. It's not just about speed, but about the predictable.